Tricia and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making some fall pumpkin candle holders. Now I've been on this Dollar Tree binge, so I've been grabbing a lot of stuff from there, and that is what I'm going to use to do this craft. You can get your supplies from anywhere. If you don't have a Dollar Tree, you can look for similar items, or you could also use the idea to create something else for a different occasion. It doesn't have to be pumpkins. Okay, so let me show you what I got and we'll get to crafting. Right, we're going to start off with these two little pumpkins. These were actually from Halloween at the Dollar Tree, but I'm going to dress them up and use them for fall, and I'm going to make some candle holders, so I wanted something to put them on. So I got these tea light candle holders. You can use any candle holder that you find that you prefer for this particular craft. I just happened to grab these because they were out of the other ones that I usually like to grab. Okay, so then I also got these little battery operated tea lights. I decided to grab them in gold. They have them in white, silver, and other colors. Whatever color you find, it doesn't really matter because they're going to be going into our pumpkin, so you're not really going to see the color on the outside. Okay, I also grabbed these packages of autumn leaves. These are like maple leaves. Yeah, they're all maple leaves, and I have them in different little packages. Some of them are different. Some of them have these little kind of metallic-y gold leaves in there, and some are just simple and plain like these. So I'm just going to mix them up and use that. And to put them on my pumpkins, I'm going to be using some Mod Podge. This is basically a glue and a sealant, and this is in a gloss luster. You can use any white glue to do this. You just water it down a little bit, and you can use that for decoupage. Okay, so I've also got some twine here. I also got this package at the Dollar Tree. I've been using this little twine for other crafts, but I still have some left over. I think I'm going to be using some of this in my craft. And then I've also got some glitter here, any glitter, and I've got some orange here and some gold. I didn't know which one I wanted to use, so I just grabbed both because I might just mix them up. Okay, the other thing that I do need that I don't have out here is either a little cup or a little bowl to pour a glue, this Mod Podge, into that. And I'm going to be using a brush. I'm also going to be using some scissors possibly, a little craft knife. I've got my hot glue gun here ready with some hot glue sticks. That's what I'm going to be using to put all this together on my candle holders. But you can use E6000, which you can find like at Walmart, Michael's, and Hobby Lobby. Probably at some other stores as well. Or you could use the Fix-All adhesive or like a super glue that they have at the Dollar Tree to glue these on. I always say this, and I'm going to repeat myself, I always just use my hot glue gun, but if you're going to do this, you want to use a good glue. I'm just using my simple glue gun because I like to take things apart, not only for storing them, but I also repurpose some of these items, so I like to be able to take them apart. So that's what I'm going to use, and let's get to crafting. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make a little hole up here at the top where these little tea lights can rest. These little pumpkins aren't very heavy. They're kind of light actually. Just wanted to show you how it just rolls around easily, but it just rolled a little too much. Okay, anyway, they're kind of light, so I think they might be hollow on the inside. They are probably not solid all the way through, so I'm hoping that I can figure out a way to put this tea light in there so that I can also remove it and can turn it on and off. So I'm just going to remove this little part here, and I can already tell that yes, it is hollow inside there. So this is obviously going to have to be a different way that we're going to have to work this. Okay, I'm going to just kind of mark a little bit on the top, kind of the size of my tea light here, and I'm going to go a little bit smaller and just use your craft knife to cut into it. Okay, so obviously this is not something you're going to have the little kids do. Do this part for your little kids if you plan on working with them while you're doing this. All I want to do is I want to make it tight enough where I can push it in, but not all the way. And I don't want to have it fall, you know, because I don't want it to fall all the way in there. That's what I meant to say. So basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of like shaving off the top part, but not way into it, just kind of like on the top part. And don't worry about over shaving this, and it's because we're going to decoupage the pumpkin. We're going to cover this. Okay, let's see if that'll rest in there. because I don't want it to just be loosey-goosey and fall off. You can use some tacky tape. There's a, it's like a clay. You find that in the floral department of your craft stores. That would be great to use to keep the little candle from moving around. Okay, this rests in there pretty good. It's not easily falling out. Now I'm sure this will fall out a lot easier if I was to kind of knock it over, but we're not doing that. I'm gonna take this off because I forgot to test the lights. Yes, they do work. So that's gonna go in there. All right, so now I want to do the other pumpkin the same way so that I can also put this one in there. So let's go ahead and remove that. And since I already kind of have an idea what size the hole should be, I'm just going to go ahead and just start cutting and shave. Okay. All right, let's see. And that fits just fine without falling in. Let's go check out the other one and make sure that it works. Yes, it does. All right. All right, I've gone ahead and I pulled out some fabric because I had suggested that you could use fabric instead of the leaves if you don't find the leaves. The reason that I went ahead and I did that is because as I opened up all these little packages, some of these were already open, so I didn't actually open except for one package, but the rest of these were already opened, and I'm discovering that some of these leaves, some of the fabric on the leaves is nice and pliable, and I feel like I'm going to be able to glue that down. But then there's some of these that are kind of rigid, like that one. And I've gone ahead and I tested it out on one of my pumpkins, and these were not sticking very well because they're so stiff and rigid. The softer ones here, the thinner ones, will stick down, but I don't know if I have enough to completely cover my pumpkin. So what I'm going to suggest is if you do want to cover them with the leaves, make sure that you grab the ones that don't look, you know, too textured. They're kind of soft. Don't grab these more textured ones, which are pretty. These are great to scatter on a table or for some other, like if you're going to hot glue them down, these are great. But otherwise, I would choose these softer ones. But if you don't want to buy as many, you could also use a scrap piece of fabric. Or if you want, you could also just paint your pumpkin. I'm not liking this very, very bright orange for fall. Like I said, this was from the Halloween collection. And I got them. I got 2 of them, as you saw. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. And then I got the bright idea that I was going to do fall candle holders with them. But I didn't like the super bright orange. So this is why I decided that I'm going to decoupage, but you could paint it. Or you could use tissue paper, wrapping paper, scrapbook paper as I had suggested. And just cut little pieces. So what I've done is I've cut a strip of fabric 1 inch wide, as long as the width of the fabric when you fold it in half, or maybe even in 4s. And then from there you're going to cut little 4-inch bits. Just little pieces of fabric like that. They don't have to all be 1 inch. It can be a little bit less, but about that size. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to cut little squares as I need them. I'm going to go ahead and start off on this pumpkin because the other one, I'm not liking the way it looks. And, well, let me go ahead and show you. I did go ahead and start it right here. Now, the leaves look great on it, but some of these just don't want to stick down. Like this one and this green one, for example. And there was another stiffy one in there somewhere that keeps pushing the other ones that I want to put down. They keeps pushing them up. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to cover with fabric and then just place a few of these leaves here and there on my project. So now we know a little mistake that did not work out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start doing this. I want to start by covering, obviously, this white part. I've got some Mod Podge ready. I would suggest putting it on a little plate so you can lay your brush on the little plate as well, because putting it in a little cup kind of makes it tip over a bit. And you could also just reach into your bottle and grab it with your brush and brush it on. But I wanted this so that I can later add a little bit of glitter and then put it all over my pumpkin. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the fabric. and just stick it down. And I think I got a big piece, that's okay. And see, that just lays down a lot better than it would. Now, I would probably suggest maybe using different little fabrics and giving it a little bit of a quilted look, if you will. And I'm just using the same fabric here because I happen to have this here. Now, you could use a solid fabric. Doesn't have to have a print. This one's really pretty. It's got some pumpkins and some gourds and some, I don't know, it looks like it has some mushrooms and some cranberries. The pretty fabric. I got this at Hobby Lobby. Let me show it to you. I got this last year though at Hobby Lobby, but you can still find fall prints and I mean at any fabric store. You don't have to get it from Hobby Lobby. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and continue putting the rest of these little fabric squares. All I'm doing is just kind of overlapping them a little bit. Now, if a little bit of the pumpkin shows through, that's okay. Or you can completely cover it or not cover it so much, and then use leaves to cover wherever any orange is poking through. So I'm going to go ahead and put a lot of these little squares on here. I'll probably cut some more. I'll start on the other one, and once I get them ready, I'll come back and then I'll start adding some of these leaves. So just going to do that off camera and I will be back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've added all the little pieces of fabric and then some leaves onto the pumpkins. There we go, and I've let them dry. I've got a little spot here that still needs to dry where I added this last leaf here. There you go. Now, if some of the parts of the leaves are not sticking down, just use a little bit of your glue from your glue gun. That'll hold it down. That'll keep it nice and secure. Okay, so the next step is I want to go ahead and put some glitter on it. So I've gone ahead and I put a little bit more of the Mod Podge in here, but I've also added a little bit of water to that. And to that I'm going to add this glitter. Now this is a silver and gold that I had mixed in this little container. There's a very fine gold glitter with a flaky silver. And then I've got this orange one here that I'm going to use as well. Just a little bit in there. And now I'm just going to brush this over each pumpkin. Now, how much fabric did I use? I used about 1/4 yard of fabric. So I've cut 8 strips, 1-inch strips, and it was a 24-inch wide fabric, by the way. If it's a 36, maybe you only need to cut about 6 strips. So you need about 1/4 yard. 1/4 yard is 9 inches, so it's just under 1/4 yard. That'll be enough fabric to cut little squares, 1 inch by 1 inch or so, to do the decoupage on here. So that's how much fabric I used, and I really only used 6 leaves on each one of these. Okay, let's go ahead and brush this on. So we're going to let that dry also, and that's going to have a nice glittery sheen to it. But instead of like sprinkling the glitter over it where it might be like too much glitter, like concentrated way too much in some spots, it's nicer to place it on this little container and then just brush it on. And this, of course, the Mod Podge will dry clear. As you can see, it already did that. And then the glitter will shine through. And this also gives you a chance to go over and see if any bits of fabric are still sticking up, and you glue them down. I'm probably not going to put any way at the very bottom, although I did put fabric on there. Okay. And what I was doing is I Mod Podged all the fabric on the top till I got like about almost all the way down to the bottom, and then I let that dry so that I could turn it around and then do the bottom part here so that this part wouldn't stick onto anything. So it'll take a little while to do this, but it is so pretty. I think it is so pretty at the end. Okay, because I'm going to glue them on here anyway, I'm going to go ahead and rest one. Let me get a little spot here. I can get that. And kind of thick glue there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and rest one right on top of my candle holder for now, because I did put some glue close to the bottom. All right, let's do the other one. Like I said, any pieces of, especially on those leaves, this is a good time to brush them down and glue them a little bit more. If not, use the glue gun and use a tiny little dot of glue. Push that little leaf down. It actually looks kind of pretty. Some of the leaves kind of little tips and so on the leaves, like this one here, kind of coming out a little bit. So it doesn't look bad at all. Okay. Now I'm only going to do a certain part here. Brush all the way. Started my video kind of late in the day, so I went and had my dinner. I made a roast with some Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on it. Some green beans and some corn. It was all very good. Okay, so there I've gone ahead and I brushed all of this one. Just checking it to make sure it kind of sort of looks even. All right, so now I'm going to put this one on top of this other little candle holder and just leave it there. Let it dry. And we'll probably be back in about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to let them dry. Longer if you need. All right, so we'll be back. All right, while my pumpkins are drying, I went ahead and removed them off here and put them off to the side somewhere else and let them dry a little bit more. They're almost done. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and decorate my little candlesticks with my twine. What I want to do is I want to cover this part right here. I don't know if I want to go all the way down, but I do know that I do want to cover this part. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. All I'm going to do is take my twine, unwind some of it, put a little dot of glue right up at the top edge here, and then just place. And then just keep adding a little bits of glue, just little bits at a time. We just want this top edge glued down all the way around. Let's go ahead and just do that. A little bit of it at a time. It doesn't have to be at the very, very tippy edge because you're not really going to see it that closely. But if you're a stickler for details, go ahead and do that. Just a little tiny thin line of glue. Okay, once I meet up with the other end, and I put all this rope or twine around this part, now I can just put a little bit right underneath that twine and then just go around, and ever so often, and I don't have to put it at every spot, add a little bit of glue just to hold the twine in place, and you'll just push it upward against the other one, and as you roll it around you do the same thing to the other pieces. Now I got a little piece here that went upward a little too much. Okay, put a little more glue right here. And I'll just keep going until I've done the whole cup part of this teacup or tea light holder. Okay, so just push the twine up against itself. Keep unrolling some of this. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm just going along. Anywhere that I feel I need some glue to hold it down, I'll put some in there. And just keep rolling. Push. Add a little bit of glue. There we go. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way around the whole thing. And I'm just going to fill that one up. And then I'm going to do this one also. And I will be back. Alright, I've gone ahead and I've finished gluing all this twine around the top part of these little candle holders. Show you right here. There's one, and then the other one. Okay, Okay, that's all I'm going to do to that. I was thinking about putting some at the bottom, but I think it looks just fine like that. I've gone ahead and put the little pumpkins on top. They're not quite dry. They still need a little more drying. You can tell by looking at them. They still have a little bit of whiteness to them, but this is what it's looking like. And you can see the glitter on them already sparkling. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these onto my candle holders, but I'm going to turn them upside down to do that. I've got both of them here. All right, so what I was saying is if you wanted this to be a little more permanent, at the beginning of the video, you would want to use E6000 glue or some super glue or that fix-all adhesive that they carry at the Dollar Tree. Otherwise, because I take things apart and reuse them in different ways, I'm only going to use my glue gun. So that's what you'll see me doing. But I believe they have Gorilla Glue and glue sticks. I'm not sure. If you know that for sure, let me know. I'm still pretty old school with my crafting. Kind of like whatever works, that's what sticks. Okay, so I'm just going to try and center this as best as I can. The bottom here. And I'm going to do the other one. Again, I'm just going to put glue on the very edge. And I'm not going to worry if any of it drips to the inside edge here because I've covered it with a little twine, so you're not going to see that. So I'm just putting enough glue all the way around. Okay, and then we just sort of center this as best as we can. Push it down. And there we go, just like that. We finished one of them, kind of finished. And there we go. I was thinking about adding some more of these little leaves because I do have these smaller ones. I think maybe like on the bottom here, a couple of them coming down. So I'm just going to hold it sideways like that. Put one over on the side here and put a little bit of glue there. And just kind of stick it to the edge there. That's up to you if you want to do that. Maybe you want to do it all the way around. Maybe you want to do it kind of sticking up like that. I'm just going to hang one on each one of these candle holders. And I do like the green, so that's what I'm going to use. Just put it right in there. Decorate it as you like. Here we can see the top of the candle holder. And you could put some leaves up here if you wanted. I probably glitter them also just a little bit. These packages did have these glittery bits. Oops. Let me see, how many do I have that are nice and covered? There's 3. I only see 3 because there is 4 of them, but one of them doesn't have much glitter to it. So I don't know if I want to put it on there. I don't think I will. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Alright, so that's just an idea of what you can do. I think over that green one, maybe I'll place another gold or maybe one of these. Let's see how it looks with the little tea light in there. Let me go ahead and put the camera a little bit further back and I'll be right back. Alright, so I was going to put the tea light here at the top and just kind of, let me turn it on. And just push it in slightly. That should fit right in there and it shouldn't fall out. I mean, unless you bang it really hard, otherwise just like that. I was thinking maybe like a little leaf right here would look pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put one right there. I'll do the same to the other one. I kind of twist it in a little bit just so that it rests in there. Here's another leaf just like that one. And I kind of put that opposite of the green on the bottom, so I'm going to do the same to this one. And there we go, just like that. Keeping it really simple. And there we go, those are finished. So let's take a look at them at a different angle. All right, everyone, here are my finished fall pumpkin candle holders. Probably should add that they are decoupage to my title on my video, but here we go. Let me put it up close so you can see it. I think it looks really pretty, very simple. All the work went into adding the fabric and the leaves onto the pumpkin to make it something special, not just a plain Halloween pumpkin, but now it is a beautiful fall pumpkin on a candle holder. It has a little bit of elegance because of the clear candle holder, and of course because of the glitter, and I think the little gold tea light on the top also helps. I think that if you brush on a little bit of the glitter onto the little rope here, the little twine here, that would also make it look really pretty, and also onto the leaf. So you might want to finish it off that way. Alright, so I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up. I hope you give me a big old thumbs up, and I hope you enjoyed the craft for today. I've got 3 more fall videos coming for you, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started on Christmas. So leave a nice comment down below, subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you leave a, click on that little notification bell so that you will be notified of when I upload every Tuesday and Friday. And share on your social medias. And as always, enjoy.